everybody to the Single and Stilettos Show. I'm Suzanne Oshima, and I'm a matchmaker and dating coach at Dream Bachelor and Bachelorette, and I'm also the founder of Single and Stilettos. Today we have on our show Sandra Fidelis, and she's a dating coach at sandrafidelis.com, and I'm so excited to have her here today because today we're talking about a super hot topic of, do you push for commitment too soon? And ladies, I know every single one of you out there has done it at least once. I have, I think Sandra has, everybody has done it. So Sandra's going to give us some great advice on this topic. But before we jump into it, Sandra, tell our audience a little bit about you.
Absolutely. Hi, Suzanne, and thanks for having me. So a little bit about me. I've just been into personal development forever, since I was like a teen. And it just developed into working with women on dating and in that context, because of some of the experiences that I've had and you know, some of the areas in which I've had to improve myself with the context of dating. So that's how I got into it.
Awesome. And now you're a pro, and now you give great dating advice to women. So let's jump into this hot topic. So tell us about how women can push for commitment too soon.
So like you said, Suzanne, every single woman has done this, right?
Exactly.
Ladies, raise your hand if you push for commitment too soon. And so recently, Suzanne, there is this study that was released that reported that the biggest reason that men leave relationships in the first 2 months of courtship is that they feel pressured from the woman. They feel pressured to commit.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. So it's, you know, and I always say that when there's pressure to commit, when we as women pressure, it's like we're putting an energetic chokehold on the guy, right? So we're putting an energetic straitjacket on him, and they feel it. You know, they feel it. They get the vibes. They get those, like, you know, when are you gonna make me your woman? You know, your official woman. When are we gonna stop doing this you know, this casual dating thing? And there's several reasons why women do this. And one of the reasons is because, you know, there are some, you know, societal pressures to be in a relationship. You know, especially women in their 30s and 40s start feeling that pressure more. And there's also the biological ticking clock that sometimes make women go a little bit crazy and you know, want to push for commitment a little too soon.
Right, exactly. I've seen that happen a lot with a lot of women.
Yeah, exactly. And so, you know, and you know what, I know that you have probably felt this from a guy too, right? Have you ever felt like, okay, this guy's he's going a little too quick for me. He's, you know, he's pressuring a little bit too much for us to get into something. So, you know, we feel it too.
Oh, I know. I had a guy one time, like, we went out on our third date, and he kept saying to me on every date, he kept going, I really want a girlfriend. I really want a girlfriend. And I just kept going, okay, well, can we just get to know each other? And it was that same thing. And I was like pushing him away because I was like, it's a little too much.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a turnoff, right?
It is.
So what I tell women to do is to remain present. And if I had a magic pill that I could give to women to help them remain present while dating men in the beginning, I would be a billionaire right now, right? Because it's difficult, you know. It's women want to get on with their lives. They don't want to be dating multiple men. You know, a lot of women don't really even like to date.
Right. That is so true.
Right. And so what I mean by remaining present is to remain present to other possibilities. So date multiple men. And this doesn't mean that you're going to necessarily, get physical or sleep with every single one of them, or, sleep with any of them. It just means that you're going to remain open to other possibilities so that you're not making, one guy the center of your dating life.
Right. And ladies, what she's basically saying is don't put all your eggs in one basket, because I see that happen too often, is women focus on one guy and he's like the end all be all, and it's like this thing of you don't even know if he's the right one. You need to date a lot of people to know.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, the other thing that I tell women to do, other than remaining open to dating multiple men, is to make sure that your life is full. Meaning, do you have, friendships that, do you have girlfriends that you can go out with? Do you have, relationships, strong relationships with family? Do you have hobbies? Do you travel? Like, is your life full in every other area? If it's not, if there's an area that you feel you want to improve, then pay attention to that while you're dating, so that your focus isn't only on, I really need this relationship to make me complete.
Exactly. And, I always say this to women, is that no man can ever complete you. He can only complement you. So if you're looking for a guy and you're saying, oh, if I only had the right man, I would be happy, that's not actually true. You have to make yourself happy in your own life, and he can just complement your life. So I think that's really, really important.
Absolutely. And it's super sexy, right? Super attractive energy.
It's so true, because I will tell you, all my male clients say that they want a woman that has her own life, but it can also not be so focused on her career that she doesn't have time for a man, that she can come together and have a life with the guy that she's dating too. So there's a happy balance.
There is that balance that we modern women have been trying to work through, right?
Exactly. And I just want to add one other point to what you said about remaining present, because I think it's, it's important, like you said, to date other men so that you don't focus just on this one guy. But ladies, what she also means too, because I hear this way too often, is women will go out on a first date, second date, or third date, and they'll go, no, this isn't the type of guy that I would marry. He's not the guy that I want to be with in the long term. And I'm like, how do you know? Just have fun on the first, second, and third date, and even after that for a while, because stop thinking so far ahead. Like Sandra said, be present in that moment, on that date.
Right. And I think that men are, men have this single-minded approach. So when they're focused on one thing, they're focused on that. So it's easier for them to remain present. Plus, they don't have, some of the other pressures that women feel.
Right.
But when they're dating one woman, if they're dating multiple women, if they're with one woman, they're present with that woman.
Exactly.
Right? They're not off like imagining what their children are going to look like. So
I guarantee that.
Right. So remain present. It's really important to do that. And so, the last thing I usually tell women is to, while you're dating these men, right, make sure that you establish boundaries. If it's a non-exclusive relationship, you need to have some boundaries going into that. What does that mean for you? Like, does that mean that you're not going to sleep with them until it becomes exclusive? Make sure you tell him that. Right. Does it mean that you're only going to make time for him once a week? Make sure you establish those boundaries, and don't be afraid to communicate those. You have every right to have boundaries in any stage of the relationship and communicate them to them.
And I think that's really, really important, because I actually interviewed another dating coach, actually, and it was a man. And one of his points is that women need to learn how to communicate more clearly, because men aren't mind readers. So just tell him exactly how you're feeling in a nice way.
Exactly. And this one is an entirely different topic, but I'm sure you hear this a lot, Suzanne, the texting, the incessant texting from men. I hear women complain about this all the time, but yet they have a hard time, communicating what their needs are. So, in any situation, don't be afraid to let them know what you need.
That is very true. But it's all about timing too, not too soon.
Absolutely, and in a diplomatic manner.
Exactly. Well, these have been some great tips. So, Sandra, tell our audience how they can find you.
So you can find me at sandrafidelis.com. And I have a special little gift for you guys. It's an ultimate dating confidence package. And what you're going to get in the package is a report. And in the report, you're going to find out 10 ways that you can tell if he's totally into you, and 10 ways you can tell if he's totally not into you. And there's also a bonus that you can download. It's a downloadable guided meditation that you can download to give you that extra boost of confidence before you go out on a date.
Awesome. Well, that's a great free gift. So if you're watching the video, the link is right below. And if you're listening to the podcast, go to singleonstilettos.com and there will be a link right under her show video. This has been great. So thanks everybody for joining us on the Single on Stilettos show. Our show is available both in video format and podcast format. If you would like to view the videos, you can go to singleonstilettos.com. If you'd like to get the podcast, you can download it from iTunes. And if you'd like to get our free report on the top 10 secrets on what attracts a man, what turns him off, you can click right here on the video, or you can go to singleonstilettos.com.